Greetings, seekers of myth and wisdom. Welcome, dear travelers of time and thought, to a tale older than the mountains, deeper than the ocean, and as boundless as the sky itself. Today, we embark on a journey through the ancient myths of Greece, unraveling the fate of the primordial god Uranus. His story is one of creation and destruction, of tyranny and rebellion, of a cosmic order shattered by ambition. Uranus was not merely a god. He was the sky itself, the first ruler of the heavens, the one who covered the earth and held dominion over the cosmos. But as with all rulers, his power was not eternal. He was the first to be overthrown, the first to be forgotten, the first to fade into legend. If you enjoy this tale, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. Tell us who your favorite mythological character is. Kings, warriors, demons, angels, or mystical creatures. The realms of myth are vast, and your voice shapes the stories we tell next. Now, let us step into the past, where the heavens reigned supreme. The birth of Uranus, the first sky. Before the gods of Olympus, before Titans ruled the cosmos, there was only chaos, the void, the abyss, the potential for all things. Chaos was not simply emptiness. It was a swirling, unknowable force. A space where creation and destruction coexisted. From this primordial nothingness arose Gaia, the great earth, the mother of all existence. She was vast, fertile, and timeless. A being of endless creation. Where chaos was disorder, Gaia was structure, a foundation upon which all things could be built. But Gaia was incomplete. She longed for something above her, a counterpart to her form, a vast expanse to shelter her and embrace her being. She desired balance, a cosmic partner who could fill the endless space above her. And so, from her own essence, she gave birth to Uranus, the sky, the first celestial being. Uranus was unlike anything before him. He was limitless, radiant, and powerful. His vast body stretched across the heavens, a brilliant dome speckled with the first stars. His breath became the winds, his voice the thunder, his essence the very fabric of the cosmos. He was not just a god. He was the sky itself, a living sentient force that watched over the world. The union between Uranus and Gaia was inevitable. The sky and the earth, locked in an eternal embrace, gave birth to a new generation, the first divine children, known as the Titans. These beings were mighty and magnificent, destined to shape the world in ways yet unseen. But with creation came imperfection, and from the depths of Gaia's womb came not only the Titans, but also creatures of monstrous form, beings whom Uranus would come to fear. The tyranny of Uranus, a sky without mercy. As Gaia gave birth to more children, Uranus watched over them with both pride and suspicion. The Titans, his firstborn, were majestic beings, powerful, intelligent, and full of potential. Among them were Cronus, Oceanus, Hyperion, Iapetus, and Rhea, beings who would one day shape the destiny of gods and mortals alike. But not all of Gaia's offspring were pleasing to Uranus. From her depths came the Cyclopes, creatures with a single blazing eye, blacksmiths of unimaginable power. They were neither beautiful nor noble, but they possessed a raw, untamed energy that Uranus found threatening. Even more terrible were the Hecatoncheires, monstrous beings with 100 hands and 50 heads, embodiments of uncontrollable chaos. These creatures, though born from his own bloodline, were imperfections in his vision of order. Uranus was not a merciful father. He saw these beings as abominations, a danger to his rule. And so, in an act of cold and merciless judgment, he seized his monstrous children and cast them into the abyss of Tartarus, a place of endless darkness and torment. There, in the deepest pit of the underworld, they would remain, locked away from the world they had never even seen. Gaia, the Great Mother, was filled with sorrow. She loved all her children, even the monstrous ones, and their cries from the depths of Tartarus filled her with grief. But grief soon turned to anger. She had created Uranus, and now he had become a tyrant. His desire for absolute control had driven him to imprison his own flesh and blood. And this, Gaia knew, could not be allowed to continue. She whispered to the Titans, calling upon them to rebel against their father. But the Titans, despite their strength, feared Uranus. His power was vast, his dominion absolute. None dared to rise against him. None except one, the rebellion. Cronus and the Fall of Uranus. Among the Titans, Cronus stepped forward. He was the youngest but also the most cunning. Unlike his siblings, he did not tremble before Uranus. He saw his father's weakness, his arrogance, his cruelty, his belief in his own invincibility. Cronus did not rise out of love for his imprisoned brothers, but out of ambition. He wanted the throne for himself. Gaia, seeing his resolve, forged for him a great sickle, a weapon made from her very bones, sharp enough to cut through the sky itself. And so, the trap was set. One night, as Uranus descended to embrace Gaia, stretching himself across the earth as he had always done, Cronus struck. With a single savage motion, he swung the sickle and castrated his father, severing his power forever. The sky shook, stars trembled, and the heavens screamed as Uranus recoiled in agony. His divine blood spilled upon the earth, and from it, new life was born. From his wounds arose the Erinyes, the Furies, spirits of vengeance, who would forever haunt those who spilled the blood of their kin. From his essence came the Gigantes, a race of giants destined for future war. And where his severed flesh fell into the sea, Aphrodite, the goddess of beauty and desire, emerged from the foam. As Uranus faded into the distance, he uttered a final prophecy, a warning to Cronus. As I have fallen, so too shall you. Your own child will rise against you, just as you have risen against me. With that, Uranus withdrew from the world. He did not die, for a god cannot die, but he ceased to rule, ceased to influence, ceased to matter. He became the distant sky, present yet powerless, watching but unable to act. The forgotten god, Uranus's lasting presence. With Uranus gone, Cronus took his place, ruling over the Titans in a new era. But he ruled in fear, haunted by his father's prophecy. And so, to prevent his own downfall, Cronus devoured his children, setting into motion the next great rebellion. The rise of Zeus and the Olympians. Uranus's story was the first chapter in an endless cycle of power, rebellion, and loss. He was the first to be overthrown, but not the last. The cosmos would forever echo with the rise and fall of rulers, a lesson that no throne is eternal, no dominion absolute. Though few temples were built in his name, and few prayers were whispered to him, Uranus remains. Every night, when you look up at the sky, you see him, silent, watching, a reminder that even the greatest of rulers can fall. Conclusion: what do you think? And thus our tale comes to an end. Or does it? The cycle of power, rebellion, and prophecy continues. This is the nature of history, both mythological and real. No ruler lasts forever, and no force remains unchallenged. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. Who is your favorite mythological character? Are you drawn to the might of kings, the courage of warriors, the darkness of demons, or the mystery of celestial beings? Let us know. And until next time, keep seeking, keep questioning, and remember, the sky above us is older than we can imagine, and its stories are far from over. Farewell, seekers of myth and wisdom.